Good evening, everyone. This is Chris Camino live from Richland Memorial Field, where I have the opportunity to be Coach Todd Yoakum's guest for Media Day here with his Pine Richland Big Gold Rams. In just 2 short days, these Big Gold Rams will be taking on their nemesis and arch rival, Mars Gold, in the Super Bowl. It's familiar territory for Coach Yoakum, his team, and his staff, as they were the champions this year. And there's been a lot of expectations and pressure on these Big Gold Rams this year. They've survived a very challenging back half of the season, and they've come out undefeated this year and looks to be what may be Coach Yoakum's very best team that he's ever had. I've got the opportunity to speak with Coach a little later this evening, but right now I'll be speaking to many of the players on the team and the coaching staff, getting some of their reflections on what was a fantastic season and also what their perspective is on Saturday's big Super Bowl match. Thank you. So getting to the Super Bowl was really an achievement for you. Have you ever been to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, last year.
Last year you were there as well. Is this year different, better, sweeter in any way?
Oh yeah, because we beat Mars Gold the right way.
Who was the toughest team that you think you played this year, Austin?
Saxonburg last week.
Saxonburg last week, they really came ready to play, didn't they?
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your favorite music. Do you have a favorite music?
I like R&B and hip hop.
R&B and hip hop. You might be the R&B and hip hop guy on the team. What about what do you want to be when you grow up, Austin? Any aspirations?
Football player.
A football player. What position?
Quarterback.
Signal caller. Well, it's been a real pleasure watching you this year, Austin. Thank you for all your efforts this year. Good luck on Saturday at the Super Bowl. Thank you. Good luck. Austin Heckman, ladies and gentlemen. How are you this evening?
Fine.
Great. Well, welcome to Media Day for your Big Gold Rams. A couple questions for you, Jacoby. Tell me who your favorite sports player is.
I'd have to say, does it depend what sport it's on?
Any sport, Jacoby.
Me.
You. Oh, fantastic. Now, a very, very important question. One that I will ask some of the players, but not all. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
I am married.
You are married.
I am married.
My condolences to you.
Thank you.
And the other thing I want to know is, what is your favorite cereal in the morning?
I would have to say Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Okay, perfect. Now, Jacoby, you're known on the team for having a lot of energy. Okay?
Yes.
And it really shows when you break out on a run. You had some fantastic runs this year. Tell me where that energy comes from.
I just have it.
You just have it. And what was your highlight run of the year? If you could point to one.
36-yard touchdown run.
36-yard touchdown run. That was a fantastic run. You really broke out, broke through some tackles at the line of scrimmage, made it all the way for the touchdown. Tell me, what was the toughest team you played this year?
Mars Gold.
Mars Gold. You've got Mars Gold coming back up on Saturday. Any projections on the game for you? You have any thoughts on taking on Mars Gold again? That first game was very tough.
We're gonna push them to the ground, smash their, punch them in the jaw, kick their butts, and they're gonna be sorry they ever tried to play us.
Everything but the jaw work, okay?
Okay.
Everything but the jaw work. Good luck Saturday, Jacoby. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Colin Llewellyn, glad to have you here tonight on Media Day for the Big Pine Richland Gold Rams. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Great. It's a pleasure to speak to you. I want to talk to you about the vast improvement you've made over the year in your accuracy. You're one of the league leaders in point after attempts. And talk to me a little bit about how you've improved and what you've done to become one of the best in the league at point after attempts.
Well, I think I improved on my point after attempts by keep kicking hard and by keeping my head down.
Head down and a lot of practice, right?
Yeah.
Big game coming up against Mars Gold on Saturday. Is there a game that you would point to this year that you would say was the toughest for your Rams?
I'd say the toughest so far was against Saxonburg.
This past week?
Yeah.
It was a very tough game.
Yeah.
Very tough game. Now, for a really very serious question, I need to ask you an important question. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No to both?
No.
No to,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
oh,
both.
you're a lucky man then.
Yeah.
You're a very lucky man. Tell me a little bit about a sports star that you really look up to, an individual that you would like to emulate your game after, your personal character? Is there a player out there?
Well, not really.
No?
No.
What about rock and roll music? Is there a rock star or a band or type of music that you like?
No.
Last question. What's your pregame meal?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Excellent. Well, listen, Colin, it was a pleasure to see you tonight. Good luck to you and the Big Gold Rams on Saturday against Mars Gold. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Chris Camino here with ESPN with Zachary Riggins tonight on Media Day here at Richland Memorial Field. Zachary, how are you?
Good.
Are you feeling any pressure for Saturday's big game?
Hello.
A little bit of pressure. So, Zachary, you, I believe, are one of the smallest players on the team, correct?
Correct.
But it's been said that you have the biggest heart. What do you think that means, and how do you feel about that?
That means I want to win more than anyone else.
You do want to win, and all year long you've been coming to practice, you've been putting in your time and effort. And how does it feel to be in a championship game on Saturday?
It just feels amazing.
Have you ever played in a Super Bowl before?
No.
This is the first one then. It's pretty intense, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be rocking on Saturday. Tell me, what do you think the toughest match so far this year for the Big Gold Rams has been?
I'd say it's probably been Mars Blue.
Mars Blue. Okay, I'm getting different teams from different players. I've heard Mars Gold, Saxonburg, Mars Blue. Now, last time against Mars Gold, it was a very competitive game, as the past 3 or 4 games have been. What do you think the keys are to winning this game on Saturday in your mind? What are the fundamental triggers that need to take place?
I think we just need to come out ready to play.
Ready to play? Now, do you think over the past couple weeks it's taken maybe a quarter for the team to get ready and warmed up, and they haven't had the zip and the intensity right out of the gate?
I think so.
Okay. Well, good luck. I'm going to let you get back to practice, Zachary. It's been a pleasure having you on the team, and I look forward to seeing you at the Super Bowl on Saturday. Thank you. Dalton Hazley, how are you this evening?
Good.
Here we are. This season's coming to a familiar end for you, Dalton. Last year you were in the Super Bowl, and this year you're back again, correct?
Yeah.
Any different feelings about this year's Super Bowl than
Well,
last year?
This year we're 9-0, and it's gonna be more exciting. I hope we can win.
The opportunity of a perfect season
Yeah.
for you and the Big Gold Rams. As you reflect on the past season, what was the toughest game for you and the Big Gold Rams?
The toughest game, Mars Gold probably. When we beat them 6-0. It was really muddy, cold. You know, we couldn't score until the end. When we pulled it together and and took over, and we won the game.
The weather will be perfect on Saturday. At least that's what the meteorologist says. 54 degrees, 0% chance of precipitation. And that means that you will be able to get your footing from that cornerback position, from that defensive back position. We've really enjoyed you coming up, making some big-time plays on the corner. Mars Gold has said they will continue to work the corners. How do you feel about your game right now and your preparation, as you know they will challenge you right out of the gate on Saturday?
Right now, I'm doing pretty good. You know, you just gotta stay home, don't do anything stupid, and just do your job.
Mistake-free football has been a hallmark of Coach Todd Yoakum's team. Last week, we saw a couple turnovers, but we also know that the weather was horrible. As I mentioned, you'll have great weather on Saturday. Is there a player out there in the professional ranks that you like to emulate, Dalton? Do you have a favorite player?
And like NFL.
Anywhere, and of any sport,
Alright.
but we're playing football, so it's probably football we want to hear, right?
All right, let me think. I'm gonna have to go with Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace, fantastic player, great hands. I want to ask you a very important question, though, a very serious one. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No, but Nuzzo does.
No, but Nuzzo does. Well, I look forward to Dominic Nuzzo joining us here shortly. It's been a pleasure to watch you hit this year, cover a lot of man-on-man. We've seen you in zone coverage this year as well.
Yeah.
We really look forward to seeing you on Saturday, and good luck to you and the Big Gold Rams on Saturday.
All right.
Good luck. Thank you,
Thank
Dalton.
you.
Dominic Nuzzo, it's a pleasure to have you here with me tonight on ESPN Media Night for Pine Richland Big Gold Rams. It's been a great season, Dominic. We've really enjoyed you playing on offense and defense. Some great plays running the ball. But what I remember most about this season are some of the hits that you made. Is there a preference that you have, offense or defense?
I hit hard on both.
You hit hard on both. That is definitely a true statement.
Thanks.
Okay. Now I want to ask you about the season. Is there a game that you remember this year as being the toughest for the Big Gold Rams?
Probably Mars Gold and Mars Blue.
The two Mars teams traditionally are the rivals. This is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. Is this your first Super Bowl, Dominic?
Yes.
And is it the first time you've had an opportunity to participate in a championship game for any team sport?
Yeah.
That's the feeling of a number of new players on this year's team. How exciting is that? Describe that feeling of being one step away from a significant championship.
I take it like any other game.
Take it like any other game. So this game to you, it's all about blocking and tackling, the fundamentals that help the Big Gold Rams get to where they are.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, a really important question that I have that some of your earlier teammates have already answered on your behalf for you is whether that you have a wife or a girlfriend. And some have said yes, but I'd like to hear it directly from the source.
Okay. I have a girlfriend.
He does have a girlfriend. Does she have a name?
Her name's Elena.
Her name's Elena. Does she have a last name?
Natalie.
Natalie, excellent. You came this close to saying Elena Camino. I started to get a little nervous there when I heard the word Elena. Well, that's wonderful. Nice young Italian girl, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the pregame meal. Do you have a tradition for a pregame meal that you enjoy?
I like Mexican food.
You like Mexican food, so kind of spicy the way you play the game, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now tell me this, any superstitions that you have?
What do you mean by that?
Superstitions meaning, you might not step on the sideline when you go into the field, or, you might not walk underneath the goalposts. Strange things that you think you may jinx yourself or your team. Any superstitions that you've had for football or over the years?
No, not really.
Okay. What about music? Is there a rock band out there that you like?
I like pop. That's what.
You like pop. Did you like the music that was played this year at the games?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Nuzzo. Camino live with Colin Brown here at Media Night before the Pine Richland Big Gold Rams take on the Mars Gold Planets. Colin, it's been great watching you play this year. Can you talk about a memory this year that really means the most to you? Is there a significant play that comes to mind that you made? Because you've made so many, and it's been really enjoyable to watch you on offense and defense. But is there a highlight for you?
Well, probably not a play, but the whole big Saxonburg game, second round of the playoffs, where I got a start and now I'm starting in the Super Bowl.
That was a big challenge. You came in, you filled in, you stepped up, answered really the opportunity that you had there. Saxonburg worked the corners quite a bit. I'm told Mars will be coming back and they'll try to leverage their speed to work those corners. Any thoughts on that, as Mars has some pretty good backs and some speeds?
Yeah, I just got to make sure I got to make the tackle.
Make the tackles and discipline.
Yeah.
Correct.
Stay home.
Can you tell me a little bit about the toughest team you thought you played this year? Is there a memory of which team was probably the toughest?
Well, toughest was Saxonburg, but the closest game was Mars Blue.
Correct. So Saxonburg, it appeared as though Saxonburg, the team had a bit of a slow start. The last 2 weeks, actually, in the playoffs, do you feel that the team, if they can come out and really get a big start out of the first quarter, that will be really critical to your success in the game?
Yeah, because we've been starting out slow. Like Saxonburg, they scored the first drive last week.
Which, you were scored upon for the first time. A team scored first upon you. You'd only given up one touchdown earlier all season to North Burroughs. What does something like that do to the team in terms of confidence? Do you look around and see fire in the eyes of the players, or do you see helmets hanging a little bit. What did you observe out there?
Well, we had our heads down for a second, but then Coach Gons and Coach Yoakum just talked to us, and the next play we scored.
Coach Gons and Coach Yoakum are known for inspiring young players and putting that fire that may not be there back in. They won't be there with you on the field on Saturday. As much as they both would like to strap it on and play, they won't be there. So it's going to be on you, Colin, and the rest of your teammates to really bring it in. Any keys to the game that you see coming up?
Well, we can't let them outside. It's because they're not really too big on the power. They just try to get outside.
Shutting down the corners. Once again, they're going to try to work the edges effectively. Really very important question for you. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No, but Nuzo does.
I'm hearing that, and that has been qualified and validated with Dominic Nuzo. He was just up here, as you know, before you. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure watching you this year, Colin. Good luck to you and the Pine Richland Big Gold Rams on Saturday. Thank you. Chris Camino live here with Kyle Burkett at Pine Richland Media Day. Kyle, thank you for joining me tonight. Any thoughts on the season, Kyle, relative to which team you played was the toughest team that you thought challenged the Gold Rams?
Probably Mars Gold.
Mars Gold. I'm hearing that repeatedly tonight from other members of your team, and this is a rematch of the Super Bowl from last year. Is this the first Super Bowl you've been in, Kyle?
Yeah.
It is. Is it the first championship game of any team sport that you've been in?
Yeah.
That's the answer to a number of players and new players on the team. What does that mean to you? Is that a unique, special feeling?
Yeah.
It is. Tell me about your pregame approach. Any type of pregame meal you have before every game, Kyle?
Donuts.
Donuts. That's the first I've heard of donuts. Well, I want to wish you a lot of luck, Kyle, and I want to make sure that you're fully prepared for the team for the game on Saturday. Is there a player that you look up to and emulate in the NFL that you pattern your game after?
No, not really.
No, there's not a player out there? Well,
Probably Polamalu.
I've seen you play defense, and you fly to the ball. So Troy Polamalu flies to the ball like no other player I've ever seen. Good luck Saturday.
Okay.
Thank you. You know, live for ESPN at Pine Richland Media Night for the Big Gold Rams. I'm joined by one of the defensive stalwarts, Drew Brown. Drew, nice to see you tonight.
Good to see you too.
It's been a great season for you, Drew. As you reflect back on the year, could you point to a team that you would look at and call your toughest match over the season?
I would say last week's Saxonburg game gave us a tough time. Game down to the wire.
Saxonburg was definitely a challenge, and earlier this week I had the opportunity to spend time with the offensive coordinator up at Mars Gold for their media night, and he talked about working the corners. Even though you have been one of the biggest, what I would call shutdown corners in the league, and that's a term referred to not only than our other own Rod Woodson, a player many years ago that was known as a shutdown corner here. You are the shutdown corner in this league. However, he has said he's still going to work the corners. Any thoughts on that? A little bit of bravado coming from Mars that they're still going to come at you.
I hope they pass. Pick sixes all the time.
You love the pick six.
Yeah.
You're great in pass coverage, whether it's man or zone, but you play the run as good as anyone in your position in the league. And one of the things that we've really enjoyed watching this year are the clinics you've put on and open field tackling. Can you talk to me about that and how you've prepared and worked all season to really get the techniques down?
Well, our coaches have done a lot of open field sideline tackling drills, and I love to hit players on the other team.
Clearly, we know that. We know that, Drew, from all year. Now, a really critical question for you is, are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No,
Neither to both?
neither to both.
Well, congratulations to you there. Any thoughts on the game Saturday and any single key that you see to the game and a victory for the Big Gold Rams?
Just play defense. They can't score. They can't win.
And that's what you guys have done all year, and you've done it incredibly well. Good luck to you, Drew, and the rest of the Rams on Saturday. Thank you. Chris Camino live here at Pine Richland Media Night with Christian Berkhold, the left guard for the Rams, correct?
Yes.
Great season. Congratulations on an outstanding season. Any single memory from the season, Christian, that you look at fondly?
Well, beating Saxonburg.
Beating Saxonburg. It
Yeah.
seems to be a great memory for everyone this year. Tell me a little bit about the toughest team you think you've played.
I think it was Saxonburg probably.
Okay, Saxonburg again. I had the time earlier this week to speak with the coaching staff at Mars Gold, and part of their defensive plan will be to stack the line and shoot the gaps. And you and Tommy Camino have a great challenge ahead of you, of course, with Michael Steliottis in between you. Any thoughts on that? It's very, very difficult to defend that when they bring the linebacker in the up position up in front of you to shoot the gap. What are your thoughts on preventing that?
I think we have to narrow our splits down.
Narrow the splits down, absolutely. Prevent that space from being as wide as it could be. Any thoughts on your pregame meal for Saturday? How important is that, and what will you have?
I think it's very important.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll enjoy on Saturday?
I'm not sure.
And really a very critical question. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
Neither.
Neither. Well, congratulations to both. And I want to wish you all the best of luck in Saturday's Super Bowl against Mars Gold. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Live here at Pine Richland Media Night, I'm joined by guard Tommy Camino and also defensive end and starting center and starting defensive end Michael Steliottis. Guys, thanks for joining me tonight.
Oh, no problem.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your teamwork this year. It's the first time you guys have played offensive line together. And Michael, you know, many people call the center the second quarterback on the field. So why don't I start with you and tell me a little bit about the teamwork and the synchronization that you've had, not only with Tommy, but the entire line.
Well, we have to, whenever there's blitzes, we all
Can you
have
speak up a little more, Michael?
Whenever there's blitzes, we have to pick a certain person. If we don't block them right, then we'll blow up the whole play.
Calling out the blitzes is absolutely critical. And from the tapes, Mars Gold sent a lot of folks last game, Tommy. And talk to me a little bit about that. I just spent some time with Christian Berkhold. They're going to be lined up in the gaps, and they're going to be bringing it on Saturday. Thoughts on preventing that?
Well, we're going to have tight splits in the game, maybe foot to foot, and then we're going to have to throw in a couple of crab walks, take the legs out.
Perfect. Now, Tommy, you were a standout at tackle last year in the middle league, and you moved over to guard. Talk to me about that transition.
Well, it's not that big of a transition, although the guard pulls more than the tackle, and tackles more head-up blocking.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And Michael, I spent time earlier in Mars this week at their media day. They are convinced to work the corners. Both corners, I've talked to your defensive backs, Dalton Hazley and Drew Brown, and they're going to be coming at you very, very aggressively. Thoughts on the bravado of the coach at Mars, that he's gonna work the corners and work the ends? Any thoughts on how to prevent those sweeps?
Well, we're going to have to go through the 6-hole and the 5-hole to get away from the corners and then the middle blitzes.
The 6-hole and the 5-hole and the 8-ball in the corner pocket is also what these guys know how to do. Now, let's talk a little bit about highlights of the season. Tommy, what was the big game for you? What was the game that you really sticks out as your highlight of the year?
Well, you know, I don't really have a special game to myself. It's the team that matters.
Thank you. Good answer. Good answer. It's the team that matters, but there are individual games that you look at, and maybe ask differently, Michael, what was the toughest game that you think you faced this year?
Probably Saxonburg, because they blitzed and they ran sweeps a lot.
They did. They worked the corners, and one of the two things that happened over the past 2 weeks, I should say, is a bit of a non-traditional slow start for the Big Gold Rams, and it enabled the teams to hang in there. And we know that anytime a team hangs in there, anything can happen. Tommy, any ideas on how to assure that the team really gets out of the gates quickly?
Well, we're going to have to do what we did against Saxonburg, and we're going to have to score the first play, and we can't let really anything happen on defense and let give in to them.
So it's playing on both sides of the ball, and the weather this week, Michael, will definitely be in your favor. At least that's what the meteorologists say. So that center to quarterback exchange, which is not easy on a good day, became really difficult on Saturday, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you'll have good weather and you'll have good footing. So it's very critical, I think, that you guys get a big start out of the gate, correct?
Yes.
Now, really a very important question that I wanted to ask you is, are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
Neither.
Neither? Congratulations. Tommy, can I share the same question with you?
Neither, but I wish Susie Bullington was my girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
She's very pretty.
Oh, is she a pretty girl? Oh, okay, good. It's always good when they're pretty, right? Well, this is Chris Camino live from Big Gold Media Night here with Tommy Camino and Michael Steliotis. Gentlemen, good luck Saturday against the Gold, Mars Gold.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Chris Camino live with ESPN for Pine Richland Big Gold Media Night. I'm joined here tonight by Austin Fenton. Austin, thank you for taking some time to sit with me.
Welcome.
Congratulations on a great season, Austin. Is there a game this year that you look back on, a memory of a certain game that you really holds a soft spot in your heart?
I really like the Highlands game because I got to play a lot. It
Okay,
was fun.
the Highlands game, serious game. Again, a shutout against a pretty competitive team. Those kids never gave up. It was a very good game. What about the toughest game of the year? Is there a game this year that you look at as the toughest?
It was probably either Mars Gold because it's pretty cold. So,
It wasn't cold in the press box, by the way. It was actually very nice and enjoyable with hot chocolate and coffee. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this game Saturday. What do you think the keys are to a Big Gold Rams victory against a very competitive Mars Gold team?
they got to get we got to get our blocks right. The running backs got to be ready.
The blocks seem to have been right most of the year, springing Dylan Bryant, Cam Belay, as well as Tyler Gantz for a lot of big yardage this year. So congratulations on some great blocking that you've been able to do this year. And on defense, you've also made some big-time plays. Tell me a little bit about your preparation before the game. Is there a pregame meal that you like to enjoy?
Not really. I just drink probably energy drinks.
Energy drinks?
Yeah.
Healthy energy drinks, not
Yeah,
Red Bull,
like
right?
Gatorade.
Gatorade. You're not drinking Red Bull or Amp. Okay, I would have to speak to your parents if that were the case.
Yeah.
What about superstitions? Any superstitions that you have?
Not really.
And a really very important question that I have for you, one that you really need to think about. Are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I have a girlfriend.
You do have a girlfriend. Would you share her name?
Taylor Worthington.
Taylor Worthington. Well, Taylor Worthington's a very lucky girl to be associated with you. I think you already know that. Well, good luck, Austin, this week to you and the Big Gold Rams. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Chris Camino live with ESPN here at Richland Memorial Field for Media Night. I'm joined and flanked by Mark Wiedemann, and to the left of me, and Robbie Shear to the right of me, the starting offensive and defensive tackles for the Pine Richland Big Gold Rams. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a great season for the Big Gold Rams. You've run the table thus far, and you've reached a familiar spot in the Super Bowl. Have either of you been to a Super Bowl before?
Yes.
You have, Robbie. Have you tasted victory?
Yeah.
You did, so you know it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Mark, how about you?
No, I've never had a winning season before.
This is your first winning season, and a great one that it's been. You've been undefeated, and your defensive and offensive talents have shown and really worked well. The line has been responsible for two of the league's leading rushers in Cam Belay and Dylan Bryant. Any keys to the effectiveness of the offensive line this year?
Well, Coach Gons told us to get low, and I've seen improvement when I got low. So that's what I'm going to try and do.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, Robbie, on defense, you've been outstanding, as you have been on offense. Your defense, you've been compared to Nada Suh of the Detroit Lions. And we've noticed that your lateral movement is outstanding. Is this the first year You've played defensive tackle?
No,
You played last year,
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. And the last year, though, you played defensive end, correct?
Yeah,
Moving a little bit inside, you're taking on some bigger players. Has that been a challenge?
not really.
Okay. What about the toughest game this year, Mark? Is there a single game that you would highlight as the toughest challenger this year to the Rams?
Probably have to be the against Mars Gold, that dirty game.
Mars Gold, it was a dirty, muddy game, as last week's game was as well. Robbie, how about you? Is there a highlight for the biggest challenge that you had this year?
Yeah, Mars Gold.
Mars Gold. Well, you're going to get a chance to play Mars Gold again. I had an opportunity this week to spend time with their coaching staff at their media day. They seem to want to penetrate the inside. They're not going to work the corners as much, and they want to bring things between the tackles. Mark, that sounds like a challenge from Mars to both you and Robbie. Any answer to that?
I'm just gonna try and stay with him when he goes inside, and step inside, and try and push him out.
Robbie, any answers?
Make sure you have your foot on the right side of him.
Critical. And let me ask you also a very important question that I've asked most of your teammates. Robbie Shear, are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No? Mark Wiedemann? No? Okay. That's fantastic. Any pregame meal for you, Robbie, that is a tradition for you?
Not really.
Mark, how about you?
Maybe a little eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon, protein up, right?
Yeah.
Any superstitions that you have about the game or
No, not really.
none? Robbie?
No.
Well, it's been a pleasure to watch both of you on both sides of the ball this year, offensive and defensive tackles, really the very best that the league has to offer. And congratulations on a fantastic season. One more game left. Good luck on Saturday in the Super Bowl. Thank you, gentlemen. Good evening. This is Chris Camino with ESPN Live at Richland Media Night for the Pine Richland Big Gold Rams. I'm joined here by Dylan Bryant, starting tailback and nose guard, along again with Dominic Nuzzo, who's escorted him up for this interview. Dylan, Dominic, thank you for joining me tonight. Dylan, it's been a fantastic year for you and the Gold Rams. Any thoughts this year on a really special moment that you have? What's been the highlight of the year for you?
Well, whenever we were playing Mars Gold, my first time I hurt my knee, so and then we went back in. We got this big run from one of my friends, Cameron Belay, and we set it up for a touchdown, which I had. Yeah, it was really.
That's awesome. Your teammates have really responded to that moment when you were injured, and they stepped up, and you also stepped up. You know, this year you've been the combination of really speed and power. If the team needs a yard, you can get it. If the team needs a big play, a game-changing play, you've been able to deliver that. Do you take a little bit of pressure on yourself with those expectations? Mm-hmm. Because you've been able to really break out and have some big-time runs against Saxonburg, against Pine Richland White in the playoffs. One of the things I wanted to ask you is the last 2 weeks, though, the team's had a bit of a slow start to get the games going. What has Coach Yoakum talked to you about this week, and have you prepared any differently to really change that first quarter of play?
Now we're just going to try to keep what we're doing, what we've been doing, try to shut Mars Gold out. Yeah.
Stick to the game plan. You're undefeated. Mars Gold presented you with a very challenging game last time. It was here on a home field. You will be on a neutral site. Do you think that makes a difference?
We're just going to kick their butt again.
Now, a really very critical question that I need to ask you, and I've asked most of the players on your team, is do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Are the
And
Are the two of you married?
Yes.
You are married?
Yes.
Well, did your coach and father and mother know that?
Yes.
They do know that. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy your honeymoon?
Yes.
Excellent. Any pregame meal that you can share with the audience?
I like Mexican food.
You like Mexican? I
Yeah.
know that you like wings because
Asian zing!
on 3 different occasions, Dylan has been the Buffalo Wild Wing smiling, sizzling, screaming player of the game, and it's been a pleasure to watch you all year, Dylan. Good luck to you and the Big Gold Rams. Dominic, nice to see you again, and we'll see you guys on Saturday at the Super Bowl. Thank you. Hi, Chris Camino live here at Richland Memorial Field for the Big Gold Rams Media Night. I'm joined by starting offensive end and defensive end, Evan Llewellyn, almost said Colin, had your brother up here earlier, as well as starting back Dylan Bryant. Evan, it's been a fantastic season. You know, I look back at the season with a lot of memories. One can't help looking at you as the sack leader in the league with 19 overall sacks through this season, more than any Big Gold Ram has ever had. It is really a fantastic highlight. Can you talk a little bit about how you are able to free up on that defensive line? Because I know that teams come out with a game plan against you, but you're still able to penetrate and get to the quarterback.
All I do is just take the tight end on, shed, and follow the quarterback.
Hit, shed, and go.
Yep.
Pretty simple, and that's really the way you've been coached all year, really with the discipline and the fundamentals by Coach Todd Yoakum and his staff. Can you talk about the preparation this week? Has there been any different type of preparation, anything that either coach or you have focused on specifically to prepare for Mars Gold?
Just pursuit down the line on all the sweeps and on the quarterback sneaks.
I had a chance to visit Mars earlier this week for the Mars Media Day, and their offensive coordinator is committed to work the corners. Excuse me, Dylan. He's committed to work the corners and primarily the ends, the defensive ends. And it's a bit of a challenge out to you. And any thoughts on that or response that you'd like to share with the Mars Gold offensive coordinator?
You just have to go out and hit them.
Go out and hit them and play ball.
Yep.
It's you're sticking to your guns, fundamentals. Any highlights this year? Any game that comes to your mind as the biggest game, or let me ask you this: what was the most competitive game you had all year?
Saxonburg last week.
Saxonburg. Let's talk about that. You came up with a record-breaking sack, and the little yellow hanky came down. The emotions got the better part of you. What did your coach tell you after that, and any thoughts run through your mind after that unsportsmanlike call?
It was all Coach Cheater. He told me what to do, and after, nobody really flipped out that much.
Yeah, it was getting caught up in the moment. That happens even to the very best all-pro offensive and defensive linemen. Really important question for you about your personal life. Are you married?
I wish.
You wish?
No, come on,
No,
you
you don't. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I had many though.
Oh, you had many. Well, thank you. Any thoughts on Saturday? What's the key? If you could pick a single key to a win for the Big Gold Rams, what would it be?
Our offensive and defensive line has to dominate theirs.
Well stated, Evan, because that's really been the hallmark this season, has been that trench work, right? That pick and shovel work in the line that you and a lot of your fellow linemen have done to really spring backs like Dylan Bryant and Campbell A. and Tyler Gaunt. So thank you for joining us, and good luck on Saturday. Any pregame meal that you're going to have?
Donuts and soda.
Donuts and a soda. Has that worked for you all year?
Yeah.
And enjoy the donuts and soda. Good luck to you and the Rams.
Thank you.
Thank you. Live here at Richland Memorial Field, I'm now joined by Alex the Gun Lamandola, the quarterback and safety of the Big Gold Rams. Alex, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a phenomenal season for you and the Rams. Some challenging games. You come into the Super Bowl undefeated. Any thoughts on the season or perspectives that you'd like to share?
I think we had a great season. I think we can come out and win the Super Bowl.
I want to talk about leadership, Alex, because as a quarterback, most people look at that position as the de facto leadership position, and I think you've really taken it a step further. I want to point to a situation in a game this year against Mars Gold, the team you'll be facing on Saturday, when Dylan Bryant hurt his knee, and the Mars Gold defense seemed to enjoy this, and there was a bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. But talk to me about what went through your head, because what I saw from the press box was really a young man rally his team in a moment that looked pretty dark for your team.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of down faces and a lot of down hopes, and I just wanted to raise up the team to get them ready to play again.
And that you did. You certainly did that. Another word that you've been described as this year has been consistency, right? Consistency, hanging on to the football, really being able to direct the team, executing on the plays, making big-time tackles on defense, and mistake-free football. What would you say would be the keys to a big Gold Ram victory on Saturday?
Probably just to stay together as a team and work hard and be physical.
And what type of work have you done this week? Any unique preparation that Coach Yoakum has had for you in the big Gold Rams?
We haven't really changed anything. We've been putting in a few new plays, working on some new passes. So.
Excellent. Well, we know it will be dry on Saturday. At least the weatherman has told us it will be dry. But one of the things that I've talked to a couple of your teammates about the past 2 weeks has been the slow start that the Rams have had. And you've enabled teams to kind of hang around. What do you attribute this to, or what types of things can you do to prevent that slow start this week?
If we come out and see that we have a dry field, we can just get that into our heads that we're not looking forward to a wet field.
Yeah, I think you're right. The past 2 weeks have been pretty competitive. While the White game against your in-town rival, the Pine Richland White Rams, was dry, last week was a swamp, and it was a complete neutralizer. No matter whom you were playing, it would have been a challenging game. Any pregame meal that you're going to have this week?
Pizza
Pizza
and soda.
and soda. Has that worked for you earlier this year?
Yes.
Well, go at it then.
All right.
Get your pizza, get your soda. Good luck, Alex, to you and the Rams on Saturday in the Super Bowl.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Row.
Chris Camino live at Richland Memorial Field with ESPN here at Pine Richland Big Gold Ram Media Night with Cam Belay. Cam, pleasure to be here with you.
Thanks, Chris.
It's been a great season for you and the Rams. I'd like to just ask you a few questions about the season. Tell me this year, what was the highlight of the season for you? Any single game?
I'd say the touchdown run I had against the PR White team on this field down here.
Big time run, and all season long, Cam, you've been a game changer. 3rd and long, 4th and long. You've been the go-to guy for the Rams. You've been compared to Shady McCoy with your LaShawn McCoy with your start and stop speed. Did you work on anything over the off season or during the season for better lateral movement?
I've been running laps around my neighborhood 2-3 a day.
Neighborhood laps, they're always a key to success. They've worked for centuries. Now, I think I saw you Monday night on Halloween, and I think I saw you in your Pine Richland Big Gold Rams uniform. Is that true?
Yes.
Is that how excited you are about playing Mars Gold, that you have not changed your uniform since Saturday's game against Saxonburg?
Yes.
That's excitement, folks. He had his uniform on, and I assume for Halloween you went out as Cam Belay, right? Now, Cam, tell me a little bit about Mars Gold. They've said this week they're going to stack the line, and they're going to put 8 in a box, and they're going to dare the Rams to run. Any answer to that?
I think we just need to block down and get some good holes so we can score touchdowns.
And the linemen have really been doing that for you and Dylan and Tyler and Alex all season. Your line has been phenomenal, and Coach Yoakum has said this may be one of the best lines that he's ever had. Any different preparation this week for the Super Bowl, the big game?
I think we just need to stay the same, do what we've been doing all year.
Basics, fundamentals, that's the Yoakum way. Stick to what got you here. Is this your first championship game of any sport?
No, actually 2 years ago I was in the same spot.
And how did you do?
Good.
You guys won the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Does this one feel better, feel differently? Second time around, a little sweeter, getting a chance to do it?
Feels like 2 years ago, same thing.
Now, really critical question that I've asked a lot of your teammates, and one that I really need you to be upfront with me about. Are you married?
No, but Dominic Nuzzo is.
I understand that. And do you have a girlfriend?
No.
And there is word that you have aspirations later in life to work in a circus. Any truth to that?
No.
Okay, if you did work in a circus, what role would you want in the circus?
I would want to be an acrobat.
You'd want to be an acrobat. Well, the way you run the ball and the way you make tacklers miss you, I think that would be the perfect position for you in a circus. Any pregame meal you'll have this Saturday?
No, I'm just gonna stick to the regular meal.
And what is that?
Waffles.
Waffles. I've heard waffles, donuts, pancakes, pizza, and soda. So certainly the team could use a dietitian, but that's another subject on a different day. Lastly, any superstitions that you have about the game, in-game, pre-game, post-game? Any superstitions?
No.
You're just a hardcore football player, Cam Belay. It's been a pleasure to watch you run the football this year. It's been a pleasure to watch you play defense. And that really is a position that a lot of folks don't talk a lot about, but you've had an all-conference season at defense as well. Anything to say there on your defensive prowess?
I think if we hit hard, we can make tackles and stop them.
You will, and that's going to be the key to Saturday. Cam, good luck to you and your Rams on Saturday in the Super Bowl against Mars Gold.
Thank you.
Go.
Chris Camino live here at Richland Memorial Field for Media Night. It's a pleasure to be here with Ben Yoakum. Ben, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Ben, great season for you and the Big Gold Rams. Let me get started right away. You've been a major contributor to one of the most dominant defenses in the league. And your game seems to get better and better and better week in and week out. What have been the keys to some of your success this year and the value that you've brought the team in that linebacker position?
Well, it's mostly just to practice hard and do your job, know what your job is so you can do it right, and the team will help you out.
One of the things that I've noticed from the box, Ben, has been your lateral movement and your ability to skate laterally along the line and read plays. Is this something that you and the coaching staff work on in the preseason quite a bit?
Oh, yeah. We actually have a couple drills for the linebackers that Mr. Bryant coached me about. It's to teach us how to move laterally so we can make the tackle.
And do you have any type of pregame ritual? Because it seems as though when you get to the game, you're in a different gear. You're very focused. Some kids were looking around, you don't see the focus in their eyes. I've seen you before games, and your eyes, they're kind of scary. And you're a different kid before the game. What happens to you? It's like a transfiguration that you go through before the game.
Well, actually, before the game, I listened to my iPod.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It kind of pumps me up.
Is there a song in particular that really gets the blood boiling for you?
Yeah, it's called Blunt Blowin' by Lil Wayne.
Excellent. And by the way, how was the music this year in the press box?
Oh, I love it.
Excellent. Really important question for you, Ben. Are you married?
No,
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, but Dominic Nuzzo does.
I keep hearing that, and he's also answered that,
Yeah.
that's been the case. What is the key to a win this Saturday? It's Mars Gold. It's the big game. If you can't get up for this game, you can't get up for any game. You're up for every game. Name me the key to the victory on Saturday.
The key to the game on Saturday is to play defense. If they don't
Defense.
score, they can't win.
Absolutely, and that's what you've been doing all year. It's been a pleasure watching you this year, Ben. Good luck to you and the Big Gold Rams on Saturday in the Super Bowl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Camino here tonight with our final player interview at Media Night. It's a pleasure to be here with the Pine Richland Big Gold Rams, and my guest right now is Tyler Gons. Tyler, how are you?
Pretty good.
It's been a heck of a season for you and the Big Gold Rams.
Yeah, it has.
It's been fantastic. You've run the table, and I want to talk to you a little bit about defense to start with. You've been the anchor on what has been the best defensive team in the league. However, the last two games seem to be a bit of an inflection point for the defense. For the first time in all season, teams have been able to move the ball against this defense. And what has this done for you personally in the team? Has it been a wake-up call? Has it been a confidence booster to bring the team together?
It's kind of been a wake-up call because our tackling's been sloppy and some of the calls on defense just haven't been on spot. It's just a few unlucky calls. But mostly it's just tackling and fundamentals just gone wrong, just sloppy.
We had the chance to spend time together at the preseason media day, and we spoke to each other a lot. And I would say you were very confident. You had a cool confidence about the season. The plain fact of the matter is that you have big-time expectations of this team and of yourself. True?
Yes, because Me, Ben Yoakum, and a few others have been on this team for 2 years, and we've won the Super Bowl the past 2 years. So we're the people with the target on our backs. We've got to step it up every game just to make sure that we win and stay on top.
You do, and you bring that intensity on both sides of the ball. On defense, I know you rally the troops in and out. It almost feels like you put a little bit of extra pressure on yourself. You do a little bit of that?
Oh yeah, just because I feel every play, everybody makes a difference. Whether if you miss a tackle or anything else, it always makes a difference in the play.
You talked earlier about the coaching staff, the intensity of this coaching staff, and the fact that they can't put as much pressure on you as you do on yourself.
Well, because most of the coaches, they go, oh yeah, shake it off. But I make sure that next play, if that play is coming towards me again, I just make sure that I can't make the same mistake, or else it's a bad play.
Absolutely. Really important question for you, Tyler. Are you married?
No, but Dominic Nuzzo,
Nuzzo is.
Austin Fenton, and Dylan Bryant all have girlfriends.
And how about you, girlfriend?
No.
You've kept that, do you have a policy, no girlfriends during the season type policy?
No.
Okay. And what about your favorite type of cereal? Is there a cereal that you enjoy?
Wheaties.
Wheaties. Pre-game meal?
No.
No, you don't have a pre-game meal.
No, I usually don't get cereal.
Any superstitions?
No.
The one key to a victory in your mind to winning your second consecutive Super Bowl on Saturday against Mars Gold, what is it?
Confidence.
Confidence.
Making sure you're positive about every play.
And you bring that, and I know the first quarter will be a critical one to keep that confidence level up. Tyler, thank you for a fantastic season. All the best to you and the Big Gold Rams for a victory on Saturday in the Super Bowl. Thank you.
Welcome.